Hey, Grayson. Okay, so this is Grayson. He is my brother, and I will be using him for my student leadership video. So for today, we're going to learn how to mark time. We're going to learn how to take the first step. But first, you have to put your hands like you're holding your instrument. So first, that's going to look like this. Now to do this, I want you to take your right hand and I want you to put it in a fist like you're going to punch someone. You're waving it at them. And I want you to take your left hand and I want you to cuff it like this. Okay? And then I want you to put it up at nose level. Right? Like that. Yeah. Make sure your body, you got to make it so that it's nice and you have good posture. Because if you don't have good posture, then you're not going to march well. Okay. So next, we want you to make sure your legs are together. So put your feet together. Like you're a toothpick. Okay. So you're going to go like this. Okay. And the next thing we need to learn is how to mark time. So marking time is basically like you're shuffling your feet like this to the beat that the metronome or whatever the song you're going is playing, because then when you have to march again, you know when you can step and when you're in time. So whenever your foot hits the ground on each one, that's when you should be hitting. So like if I did that, that should be when I'm hitting the ground on that. So first, I want you to try just marking time on your own. So just try shuffling your legs like this. Now obviously that's not in time at all, in the slightest, but I'm going to teach you how. Okay, so I'm going to give you a basic beat. Put your hands up like this. Now always when you're doing this, you want to keep your left foot should always be first. So even when you march, whenever you mark time, so when you do it, I'm going to give you a rhythm. After 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, I want you to mark time, okay? And at each clap, I want that to be when you do this, okay? So, yeah, okay. So, I'm going to do it a bit slower. We're not going to do the step yet, obviously. I guess you learned a little bit. But like, first I'm going to do it a bit slower and you're just going to mark time again, okay? Here, I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you try marking time, okay? There you go. You got a little bit of trouble, but I could see that you're getting there. So you want to just do it like that. So next, I'm going to teach you how to take your first step. So at your first step, they could go like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4. But let's see. So when we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay. So and 1 is when you pick your foot up and you hit the ground. That's and 1. Okay? So when you're in your first step position, you're going to make sure that your heel is touching in the front.
Okay.
And your toes are up in the back, so your heel's in the front.
Okay.
Try that. Just put your leg out. There you go. Now make it a little bit closer. You don't want to lose your balance. There you go. Okay, so next we're going to just try doing this on our own. Okay? So I'm going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you're going to do your first step here. Let me demonstrate. Obviously this is a bit hard for you. You have a couple years until you might go in a marching band. So it's going to be like this. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. Okay?
Okay.
So why don't you try that? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. There you go. Now here's the only thing. When we go 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold on. So it's 1, 2, and then you start marking time. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1.
1, 2. Wait, what?
Never mind. Here. Okay, so we're actually not going to mark time at all there. So I just wanted to teach you how to mark time, but now we're just going to go
So
1, 2, 1. No marking time for this part, okay? So 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. There you go. Now the only thing I'd improve on is if you want to keep your footing together. Here, so put your feet back together. You want to keep your footing together. Put this shoe back. There you go. And you want to make it up more, okay? So, why don't we try this one more time? Because you're obviously getting better at it. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. There you go. Now the last thing I want you to do is I want you to say and 1, because that's what we say when we do our first step, okay? So So try. Put your hands up like this. Feet together. Feet together. There you go. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1.
And 1.
There you go. But you want to say it in time. So, and 1. Okay?
Okay.
Let's try it one more time.
Okay.
1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1. There you go. Awesome. You're actually getting better at it. Now you already got some practice. There you go, Grayson. Well, that was my leadership video for learning how to take the first step in marking time. I hope you learned something. So if you go to marching band, maybe you'll get to do it. Okay, thanks.